Yes. Hello. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm saying good morning. If you want to say good afternoon, you're permitted.
Thank you very much. Listen, it's great to be able to talk to you again. You know, every afternoon we're watching you on Channel 5 now, and I do an afternoon radio program here, and I'm paying attention to the show, your show, when I should pay attention to mine. What do you think about that?
You made my day, Steve.
Now, I want to talk about your art before we talk about Columbo and also this new movie that you've done.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your art because I didn't know, and I'm a huge fan of yours, that you were an artist. How long have you been doing all that stuff?
I started pretty late. I started when I was about 50 years old.
Right, and you sell them, don't you?
Yeah, it's on the internet, peterfalk.com,
Yeah.
and all the drawings are there, and they're all for sale.
How would you describe them? I mean, they're all, I suppose, what you might call different in style.
I don't do a lot of painting,
No.
but I do like charcoal very much. I like pencil very much. My idea of heaven is to get up in the morning and have a good breakfast and then spend the rest of the day drawing.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, let me talk about Columbo. I love it when you talk about Columbo. Do you ever get fed up with talking about Columbo, or do you still love it?
Well, he and I had an argument. It had to do with the cigar. He didn't want me to smoke.
No.
I mean, let me be clear about this. He didn't mind if I, Peter Falk, gave up cigarettes, but he didn't want to give up his cigar. So I did give up smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
But I still have to smoke the cigar when I play Columbo. But do I ever get tired of playing Columbo? No. I ever get tired of talking about him? No.
I did notice on the subject of the cigar, Peter, that in more recent episodes, he's carrying the cigar, but it's not lit, whereas in the 70s, 80s, early 90s, it was always lit.
Yes, well, that has to do with this little disagreement that Lieutenant and I have had.
Tell me about I love it when you talk about the Just One More thing, and all the little devices that over the years. I mean, I remember one where you'd gone away as Columbo, and then 2 or 3 minutes must have gone by, and then you knocked on the window and shouted out just one more thing.
Oh, yeah. I love that moment. You know, yes, I try and find different ways to deliver that line. And that was one of the ones that tickled me, to close the door and leave, and I'm gone, and that's it. And then a little knock on the window, and there I am again.
How do you get it so that we know that you know? I mean, we always know who you suspect, and we always know who you know is the murderer. If
Well,
you see
you
what
also saw the murder.
Well, that's true.
And you know who did it, and you know how he did it.
But what about if I come in, say, halfway through? We still know, by the way you're acting it through, we still know who it is anyway. How do you do that?
I can't get in the minds of the viewers, and I always assume that people are seeing the show from the beginning.
Yeah.
But that's not always correct. As a matter of fact, a guy came up to me, and he said, "Last night's show, how did that end? Because I fell asleep." And I said to him, "Well, were you awake when I found the gasoline can?" He said, "No, I wasn't." That was 12 minutes into the show.
Yeah.
So, he wanted to know how it ended. He only saw 10 minutes.
Well, I see the point now. Now, let me ask you a few little short questions about Columbo.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're going to tell me the answer to this. What's his first name?
Well, when Faye Dunaway committed a crime,
Yeah.
she had an agenda. She didn't want to get caught. So she made a play for Columbo. She acted as though she was attracted to him as a woman.
Yeah.
And at one point she said, "Oh, by the way, what is your first name?" And I said, "Lieutenant."
That's it.
That's not a proper first name.
Who are you?
I'm just another cop. My name is Columbo. I'm a lieutenant.
Okay, the raincoat. You actually have the raincoat at your house, and you keep that. It's not in the Smithsonian or anything like that?
The way I tell that to people is, if my second-story closet, if that's the Smithsonian, then that's where it is.
Okay. The dog, I mean, successive dogs, all the same dog. You seem to know the dogs very well. or that dog that you have, is that actually your dog?
No, that is not actually my dog, although we do have 8 dogs, but none of them have been on Columbo.
Oh, okay.
The one that I wanted on Columbo, one of mine, asked for too much money.
Yeah, they tend to, don't they? And they've all got agents.
What's his name?
You know, I don't know the name yet. What do you think about Fido?
Oh, wow. How'd you ever think of that one?
Beethoven. Would you like to be called Beethoven? I guess not.
And what about the car? Is that the same car you've used on the set there forever, or is that like a new car they built specially for you?
No, it is the same car. We went on a hiatus sometime about 8 years in the 70s, and the studio sold the 2 cars that we had. And when we went back on the air, they tried to locate them. One of them was beyond repair. It was in a swamp somewhere. But the other one they found, they brought it back, and we're still using it.
How'd you get here, by magic carpet? I didn't see your car outside.
Oh, no, I pulled around back, and I put it in the shade. You know, the sun raises hell with the paint.
Oh, sensible.
And polite. In addition to that, I, Peter Falk, hate to be interrupted. I hate it. So when I have to do it, even when I'm Lieutenant Columbo, I genuinely apologize because I know how irritating that is.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything. I don't
frightened to interrupt
I'm
you
frightened
now.
to interrupt me. What about the...
I wasn't finished!
Oh, sorry. Sorry, sir.
Stop interrupting me.
Okay. Now, I tell you, some of the episodes I've loved have been with Patrick McGoohan. I noticed you have, like, several players that would appear, for example, in one show, and then maybe 10 shows later they would be a different character in a different show. And Patrick McGoohan, I understand, has directed some as well. Is that right?
I'm in the process of writing a book. And one of the things that I say in that book is that me, Peter Falk, the character Lieutenant Columbo, and Universal Studios and the NBC network all owe Patrick McGoohan a deep debt. He, as much as anybody else that I could name, is responsible for the success of Columbo. He's the only actor in television history that the first 2 times that he appeared as a guest star won the Emmy both times.
Yeah.
He has directed Columbos, he starred in them, and without ever asking for any money, he does an enormous amount of rewriting. He has a tremendous presence.
Yeah.
He's got a very good mind. As a matter of fact, when we act together, I can actually hear his mind humming.
Well, I'm sure he's very pleased about that.
That would really throw me off.
Yeah.
Here's Tim for you.
Why is Columbo so enduring, do you think, Peter? Why do we still love him, and why do we enjoy watching him solve crimes still today?
I should know the answer to that question, but I answer that question with a question. What does the Emperor of Japan have in common with a teenage Aztec Indian? And people say, well, what? I say, they both love Columbo.
So it has a universal appeal, obviously. That's a good answer.
That's a brilliant answer. You can't top that.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm making a pest of myself. Yes, I am. I know it's because I keep asking these questions, but I'll tell you, I can't help myself. It's a habit.
Peter's new movie, your new movie, The Thing About My Folks, opened in America on September 16th. This is a semi-autobiographical piece, and it's with Paul Reiser, who is, again, brilliant and understands you incredibly well, doesn't he?
Yes, the script and this movie, yes, it was based on an incident in Paul's life. His mother had already produced 2 female children, and she was pregnant with Paul. And at that time, she wrote a letter to her husband. And I can't describe the whole letter, but I can sum it up by her saying, in order for me to be a good mother to these children, I have to emotionally divorce myself from you. And she never gave the letter to her husband. And Paul, when he was 13 years old, found that letter. And once he started writing, he said, I want to write a movie about that incident. And that's what this movie is based on.
Mr. Kleinman is on his way up.
Mr. Kleinman? Honey, are we doing something with your parents?
What's wrong? I don't know. I don't understand. Reed, I don't know where I'm going to go. Even she don't know.
Well, it's doing very well, and congratulations on it.
Oh, thank you very much, Steve.
So, listen, you say you're writing a book, and is this an autobiography you're writing?
No, this is what I say about autobiographies. And I say this in the book. I say I can think of some men, for instance, Alexander the Great. He conquered the world when he was 28 years old. And when he was 12, he had a teacher. And that teacher's name was Socrates. Now, that's a man whose life deserves an autobiography. I don't deserve an autobiography. All I want to do is give you a short story, 3 pages, 4 pages, and it starts out and captures your attention, and then you get a big laugh at the end of it.
And clearly, I mean, perhaps I'll let you say it. What? It should be called Just One More Thing, shouldn't it?
It should be called that. Right now, there are people that like When You're Smiling, which is a song title.
Yeah.
But I think in the end, it's going to be called Just One More Thing.
I just wanted to hear you say that. Listen, thanks very much for talking to us. Good luck with all the projects. I love talking to you. And you can see Columbo, of course, on Channel 5. Also on the other channel. I think it's on the Hallmark channel as well. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, Peter Falk.
It's been a pleasure, Steve. Nice talking to you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Peter Falk, everybody. Peter Falk.
This is